Two.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Uh, Good evening. This is the May meeting of the South Suburban Computer Group, and we are going to cover some various topics tonight, including AI for seniors. And it's amazing how many videos and articles are out there to help seniors learn how to use AI that might make their lives a little bit easier. And you can, a lot of them you can run on a phone, you can run on a tablet, you can run on a laptop, you can run on a desktop. It doesn't really matter because YouTube runs on all those. There's a lot of TVs. You can run YouTube on that. Uh, if it's got computer-like capabilities and you got a keyboard, you can also search for articles and read the articles on your TV. That's the way life works. So I'm going to start off here with is there any problems or questions or information any of you want to pass along to the others? If everybody speaks up at the same time, we're not going to be able to get much done. Okay. Then I'm going to begin doing some of the presentation. And in doing so, I'm going to introduce you first to a new browser that came out. And it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. It claims to be the replacement for Chrome, and it's better than Chrome. It is based on the Chromium browser that a lot of other people have used the code for making their own version, like Avast AVG, CCleaner, uh, Edge by Microsoft, etc., etc. And somebody took the same source code on a Mac system in they probably started in 2021, and they used a language Apple developed called Swift to rewrite the code that they downloaded for Chromium in Swift and made it work sometime in like April, May of last year on Macintosh, or not Macintosh, Mac OS, excuse me. And so, bottom line is, it's been working there. Well, they've now ported a version to Windows 11, and they are supposed to be working on a version for Windows 10. We have no idea if they're going to work on uh, a version for Linux. At least we don't know as of right now. Now, let me see if I can. Here we go. Here. And this is what it looks like in general. And I've got to take a moment here to try and hide some things on my side. And view panel and hide that. Okay. Now, here is the basics of ARC. It's made by a company called the Browser Company. The ARC browser has no tabs on the top whatsoever. They use vertical tabs. And Microsoft Edge, you can use vertical tabs, but I don't think you have a way of turning off the top horizontal tabs. But if it does allow it, did not have time to look into it, didn't think of it in time. And so I can't say that I can get rid of it in Edge. Now, it also comes with a shortcut button up here if you use Gmail. It also has one for Google Calendar. This is the instruction manual to learn how to use Arc, and you drop it down and it has these topic areas. And they also have their own YouTube site. And these are videos created by employees and I think people who have already adopted it. And you can find out how they're using it and why they like it so much if you are interested in doing so. So I'm going to close that up, but it left this part open. That's normal. All the things I'm going to do tonight are put in, so to speak, upside down because I had my email open and each one of the articles in reverse order go up from that tab. And these are all the tabs that we're going to go through, starting with this one here.
Here, yeah, okay.
Arc, you can find at arc.net. Got a new body. Okay, and oops, come on. All right, now this is their page and how they're doing it. So you can, if you got a Mac, you can download the Mac version, or you can download the Windows 11 version if you're running 11. Eventually, they would probably have one here for Windows 10 for the Arc browser. And whether they make one for Linux or not, I don't know. I haven't seen anything so far. These are some testimonials from various businesses that have played with it. I have not played with it heavily. I've played with it a fair amount. This is what it can look like. Now, this is got novel ideas. You have up here Windows normal 11, and Windows 10 has almost the same thing of being able to have multiple things in various windows on your desktop. This one, this little icon here, allows you to split the screen and add something to the right or the left. It's your option. So that if, say, you're shopping on two websites, you can have both websites up looking at the same item, what the quality might be, because especially like in mattresses, TVs, and a lot of other electronics, there are multiple models. So you have to be careful in comparing that you're matching apple and apple, orange and orange, and not fruit punch with an apple and an orange. And then look at the price and see if one site is better than the other. So you have that option. You have over here in the upper left a arc icon that's not colored like this one that I'm pointing to. And it has, when you click on it, the various things like settings. There aren't a lot of settings. You can add profiles. You can allow Arc to sync. When you install it, you get only an installer. When you execute the installer, it downloads a fresh copy. This thing's still a work in progress. You might have a new browser once a week. And at the moment, it seems to be pretty good, but there's one little caveat. The first screen that comes up, you must create yourself an account. So you have to have an email address, create a password that's strong, and once you got that, you get the browser. There's no way I've found so far to get to the browser without creating the account. I'm not joking. So I do have an account. Then you can do appearance change. I'll tell you right now, who cares? You got mica and you got acrylic. Right now it's in acrylic. I switched to mica. There's a little bit of change in color in the left-hand pane and the top bar, and that's about it. So it's nothing to speak of. And then you have something called an ARC card. And if it's what I think it is, this is the equivalent of a business card that you can share with other people, say in meetings, like we're doing now. But other than that, there's no settings. However, you can come back up here, you can come down, and you can add extensions just like you can do in almost any browser. And I know how in some browsers they try and prevent you from doing it, but I know how to load them in whether they like it or not, because I use password manager, and I got to have my password manager or the browser is of little value to me. So this is it's got an incognito mode for what that's worth. It doesn't incognito or secret mode, whatever it may be called, is not as private as people think it is. You can check for an update manually through the menu. You can also use this here icon right to the right of that settings icon, and your vertical bar disappears. Click it again, it reappears. You have over here a back button so that if I click that, if I clicked on something here, went forward another page, this would take me back one page. And likewise, you have the forward arrow. You also have here the normal reload function. So it has space for different sides of you. You can use something called spaces. I've got to get into that one yet to find out how it totally works. But if you were a person trying to work from home for a business and you have your personal stuff, you could have two spaces. One in the browser for work only and one for your personal stuff, besides other people in your home having an account of their own. So this works like having independent login accounts for each individual, but within the one browser on one login. So I thought I would bring this to everybody's attention because of some of the things it can do. Here's the side by side with the split view with this icon up here to the left of the minimize button that we're used to in Windows. There's a few things I would like to see changed. For example, Pinning a tab is awkward. On every system I've been on, I can take a tab, right click on it, and select pin my tab. I can't do that in ARC, at least in the current version. So I have to come up here to the settings icon, come down to tabs, and under tabs, the third item is pin the tab. Now I'm not going to pin this one because this is the one that's open right now. If I take, this is my normal email, and I've got it put to sleep at the moment. All these tabs, except for the one I had open there for ARC, it's been put to sleep. I can go down here, I can go to tabs, I can say pin the tab, and it jumps up here above this line that says a new tab. If I want to go somewhere I haven't gone in this list here, such as I want to go to whoops, wrong keyboard. That's multiple computers. CNN.com. Here's CNN.com. It's a new tab, and the new tab is always the top one under new tab. But my pin tabs are up here. So they have to be closed manually, usually by unpinning them. I wouldn't unpin this one here, but I would close the tab for that one if I am done looking at that one. So do I have any questions about this new ARC browser? Okay, Robert, you got to unmute.
Yes. What is their policy on tracking? Since you always have to be logged into an account, does that account store your history?
It does store the history, but they are trying to claim they have high privacy standards. You'd have to look at what they have there, and you have the ability to clear your history. I think spaces, what they're calling spaces, may include a history of where you've been so that you can easily find one that you opened before, closed, and then reopen it. But I may be wrong about that. Like I said, I haven't had a lot of time to experiment with this. I have experimented with enough to know, A, I got to create an account. B, it really purports strong privacy. One thing I did forget and just thought of just now, under settings, come on, oops. Oh, settings, now, is it spaces? See, you can create spaces and rename them or go to a next space, a previous space. It almost gives me the impression it works like a Linux multiple desktop within the browser. But there is, and I can't remember where I saw it. I can import favorites from other browsers. Oops. No, what in the heck is, oh, there we go. There we are. Where did I see it? See, this is default spaces. And advanced search settings. If you go to that one, uh, there is an expansion here, and they give you various ones. Mind you, since Chromium is related to Google, though it's open source, uh, and is the foundation of Chrome, they default to Google. I normally would default to DuckDuckGo. So that's my option to change it. And I can do quite a few different things if I wish to do so. So I can drop this down here, say DuckDuckGo. That's now on this computer, my search engine, instead of Google, which tracks you. DuckDuckGo tries not to track you. So this is one of these little gotchas. Now, here's the settings tab. If I want to close it, you can see the X. Click X, it's closed. This browser that's up in the upper pin section, I can just click the three buttons and it closes it, but it's still here in the list. So this stuff here, if you forget how to do something, it's always there. Instead of having under settings a help, well, the only way you can get to help. And there's Gmail if I want to get to it quickly and easily. But down in here, there is a help, and I can go to various things here, but most of what you want to learn the basics is already right there, right in your tab list. And then, like I say, you can get rid of the tab list. Just no upper tabs. You have up here what tab is open and what it's open to, and then you have various things. These are extensions I've loaded in my browser, and I usually put in most of my browsers. And so the end result, I can feel in here like I am in Chrome or in Edge or in Firefox for the most part. Not totally, because there are about three items I normally would have in the other browsers that I cannot have in Firefox. I have to have a substitute. So it's quite impressive. There's also a share option that was in that one list. In this list here, I can copy the current URL in case I want to open up another instance. So right now, to get rid of Gmail, I think I can close it. I forgot how to do it. Well, I'm going to go down here anyhow. One of the, is anybody else got any questions on the Arc browser? Okay. Then one problem that was brought up that Wayne has on a Windows 11 laptop, and this applies to anybody running on a, oh boy, we got another dead body. We got a, gotta hide that again. All right. If you only have one login account, whether you got a tablet, a laptop, or any form of a desktop, that account is automatically in Windows an administrator account. If you get any kind of malware it can do whatever it wants to do because you are an administrator, and an administrator can do anything they want to on the computer, including delete the operating system. Okay? Now, that said, how do you take Microsoft's way of setting up your computer and altering it? There are two ways. If you just got the machine, you have to know a trick. And when you put in the trick, instead of it demanding you set up a linked account to Microsoft that is also the administrator, I can set up a local administrator. Now, once you've got a machine already set up like Wayne has, how do you get your system changed around in order to be able to do more safe computing by being every day in a standard user account and only go into the administrator account when you are doing normal maintenance once a month, once a week, once every 2 weeks, whatever you've decided you need to do. So I've got 3 articles here on how to take and I got to move that off. Sorry about that. This is a problem I have. How to change Windows administrator account on 11, 6 different ways. I've got another article here that does basically the same thing, and a third one, a handout I will put in the chat later on. You'll be able to download. It'll have these articles along with the videos that I have there, and you can play them at your heart's content. Now, in the basics of this, all you're doing is going down to the start button, go to settings, and go to accounts. And it says Tim Cakeice is running the computer right now. That's a standard account. If it said under here administrator, it's an administrator's account. So how do you change all this? Well, you go in. Let's assume that this is saying Tim Cakeice administrator. Okay. You would come down. Even in 10 is almost the same thing, but there's less options here in 10 than what you see here on 11. And what you want to be looking for is, if it has it, other people, or you want to go to family. And under family, I can set up another account. Now, basically, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to back up. The choice that I want really is called other people. That's the one I want the most. Okay? I will click on other. You don't see it here because I'm in a standard account and I cannot set up an account under anything other than an administrator account. I would click on other. I would enter the name, the email address, excuse me, of the person I want to set up, and I can set it up as a standard account. There's, right at this time, no linkages. You then have a type, it's called. The type is next to that person's name, it'll say standard. You click on that down arrow on next to the right of standard, and you can change it to administrator. Whatever name, if you didn't put in an email address, you could put in something like admin, administrator, master, doctor, whatever you want as a title, because you'll probably create it as a local account, not attached to Microsoft. You already have an account attached to Microsoft. So I now created an administrator. It is not really set up. It's just initialized. And what you have to do is log out or sign out. And basically you come down to the start button, you go to your login name, click that, and there's sign out, and you click that. That takes you back to the login screen. And suddenly, besides your own name in the bottom left corner, you will see the other name you created that will become the administrator. And you click on that, put in the password that you want, and it will set it up as a new user. When it's all ready to go, now in that administrator account, you would go to the settings again. You would come down to other in the administrator's account and see the account you already have on your machine that is an administrator account. Again, next to it, it would say administrator. Click the down arrow to the right of administrator and select standard. And now you can log out or sign out of the administrator's account, and then you can re-log into the same normal name you created that you've been using. It's attached to Microsoft, and you get full access rights as a standard user. If you get malware, it can only do what a standard user can do. It does not have total control. Unless a pop-up screen comes up, you don't really read what it says, and you always will be required for some programs to enter the new administrator's password, not the password you used to log in to your now standard account. It's the new administrator's password you're going to type in. And it'll give you, for that one program, administrative rights. If it was malware that you are typing that administrator's password in, it now has total rights again to do almost anything it wants to in your computer. That's why you have to be extra careful what you say. Yes, you can, here's the administrator's password, please run the program. Some programs may require that you have on your computer right now. Some programs will not. Some programs know the difference between the two logins, and they will only give you the access rights that you are entitled to. One thing that if you do, I'm in the standard account right now. I'm going to close that. I'm going to right click on the start button. If I select device manager, it gives me a warning. You're logged in as a standard user.
Tim, all we're seeing is web notes here.
Okay, I can't, I don't think I can change that other than I got to stop sharing and try and reshare.
Okay.
And let's see if I can get that to come up. Um, yeah, I can only get one or the other. All right, I'll share that instead. And okay, it gives you this warning message. You're logged in as a standard user. You can view device settings in Device Manager, but you must be logged in as an administrator to make any changes. Click
Yeah.
OK. Here's all my devices. I can look at any one of these and see what drivers are out there, what ones might have a yellow triangle with an exclamation point or a red X saying I've got a problem. Now, there is some workarounds that you can do that even though you're in a standard mode, you can create a way of looking at Device Manager, and Disk Manager only will display something with an administrator's rights. So this one won't work. This one here for terminal, it will prompt you for the administrator's password. So it's some things are easy to run and some things are a little tougher to run in the standard mode as an administrator. The way that I get around the problem some, if I got to get rid of something on my desktop, I minimize that. I created little shortcuts. I got, actually I have four, but right on this machine, I've only got three out of the four. I can click on this one here for Disk Manager in the standard account. It'll prompt me for the administrator's password. I'm going to say no. This is Device Manager. It's going to ask for the administrator's password. I'm going to say no. And I have the built-in Windows Disk Cleanup utility. Instead of going through a standard user screen and asking for the advanced to get the administrator's view of what garbage is accumulating on your system, this one goes straight into the administrator because it'll ask me for the administrator's password. So you can create shortcuts to this stuff. It's a little more complicated than a lot of people want to bother with, but it's quite doable. Now, does anybody so far in the topic of how to take a machine that's set up with one account and creating a new administrator and converting the one account to a standard account? Okay, I guess everybody understood what I said, and you will have the information for each of these articles that you can read through in case you have some trouble. Moving on. This is now going to be a series of YouTube videos, except for one of them. They all deal with AI that can help senior citizens do things better and easier than probably any way that they're doing it right now. So this is the video I'm going to play.
Exploring artificial intelligence tools
Oh,
for senior empowerment.
I already know I got a problem. And hang on 1 minute. I've got a setting that's got to be changed. Yeah. Rotten son of a gun. Okay. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to expand that to full screen.
Exploring Artificial Intelligence Tools for Senior Empowerment. I'm Huey Poplock. I'm going to give you an introduction to the exciting world of artificial intelligence, or AI. What exactly is AI? Simply put, AI refers to...
1 second, folks. I forgot one little thing. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but
Yeah, we can hear.
well, I mean, I had echoing going on.
Wasn't it this end?
Well, I'm gonna make certain by getting rid of that. Oops, darn it. Dumb. All right, and I got to play a game with Zoom as a presenter. And we're back here again.
Computer systems that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. This includes learning, problem solving, speech and image recognition, and much more. AI is all around us these days, helping to translate languages, provide recommendations, assist in writing, and so much more. So why does AI matter, especially to seniors like yourselves? Well, AI has the potential to make everyday life easier and improve quality of life. There are AI systems focused specifically on helping seniors by answering questions, providing reminders for medications or appointments, and assisting with household tasks. AI is also being developed to help detect and monitor age-related diseases. As AI progresses, it will empower seniors to live more independently and assist you in countless ways. What are AI tools? AI, or artificial intelligence tools, are software programs that use different types of algorithms, machine learning, and natural language processing to automate tasks or perform functions that typically require human intelligence. These tools can be used in a variety of industries, from healthcare, finance, and event personal life, to improve efficiency, accuracy, and productivity. AI tools can assist with different types of tasks, such as writing, marketing, data analysis, customer service, image recognition, speech recognition, and more. They can also help organizations identify patterns, trends, and insights that might be difficult or impossible for humans to detect on their own. AI tools are constantly evolving, and new ones are being developed all the time as researchers and engineers continue to push the boundaries of what is possible with artificial intelligence. Therefore, an AI tools directory can help you stay on top of the newly available tools and market trends. How to choose AI tools for my task. When selecting AI tools for specific tasks, it's important to consider several factors. First of all, you have to define what you want to accomplish. Some tasks may require more specialized, custom, or advanced AI tools, while others can be accomplished with simpler tools and free or paid available tools. In most of the cases, you will be able to accomplish your task with an available tool or multiples of them to complex tasks. You can use AI tool aggregators to find relative tools and filter through them based on several factors. Always check the privacy and security measures the tool is taking to secure your data, the cost and reliability of the tool, among other factors. Finally, make sure to test multiple tools before choosing the best one for your task. Here is a list of some popular categories of AI tools and services. Text-to-image AI, image-to-image AI, text-to-speech AI, speech-to-text AI, AI writing assistants, AI chatbots, video or photo to text AI, design AI. When it comes to what AI capabilities are available today, there are a vast number and growing every day. These sites allow anyone to browse AI writing assistants, chatbots, design tools, productivity tools, and much more. They range from free to paid services designed for personal and business use. So let's do a quick comparison and introduction to 4 websites that are directories of AI tools and services. The first one we're going to talk about is Top AI Tools. And it will have a list of 5,604 AI tools and more. FutureTools.io has 2,617 tools. There's an AI for that.com has over 12,000 AIs. And then finally, we'll talk about Ninja AI Tools that has a list of about 6,300 plus tools. Let's look at Top AI Tools first. Here's a screenshot of the homepage of AI Tools. We can then search for a particular tool. In this case, we're going to put in HeyGen. And when we do, the first one that's on the list is HeyGen. It tells us that it's a video generation, and it does YouTube. And you can see that you can explore all tools, use cases, free tools, open source tools, GPT's list in all categories. Right now we're looking at HeyGen. When we click on the tool itself, it will take us to the information about HeyGen. Click on the HeyGen website and go to it, and it will take you to the HeyGen site. And depending upon which website you go to, you can either sign up for it or take a look at information about it first and then sign up for it. Most of them are free to sign up for, but they may not be free to use. Looking back at Top AI Tools on HeyGen, it does give us the features of HeyGen, give you some use case ideas of how you can use it. You can click on it and take a look at more information. FutureTools.io. Here's the screen of the homepage of Future Tools. You will see in the center area a list of checkboxes of various topics that you can search for. You'll also notice below that is free, freemium, GitHub, Google Colab, open source, and paid. So you can look at combinations of several, and you can decide whether you want to look at all of them or just free ones and so on. And then there's also Matt's picks and some special offers. Let's take a look at Avatar and free. We only want to look at the free and Avatar tools, and you'll see there's 4 out of the 2643 tools. And if you scroll down, you would see all 4 of them. Let's take the free out and see how many Avatar tools there are altogether. There's 38 out of the 2643. So you can see by using the checkbox, you'll see more as far as choices of finding what you're looking for. Choosing one of them, this is what happens. You'll see a description of the tool, and you'll see that you can visit the website. And then if you scroll down, you can see you can explore similar AI tools. And then when you click on the link to the website, here is Avatar and what it looks like. We're not choosing that one. It's just an example, but you can go to it. You can see that it does give you the pricing at the top, so you can see what it's going to cost you. And they do have a free or basic choice. They have the Pro at $800 a month. So you can decide whether this is something for you and take a look at it. You can also see at Future Tools what's been added in the last 24 hours. The Future Tools also lists all of the items that is featured in his newsletter. The owner of this website is Matt Wolf. I follow him on YouTube because his videos are excellent, and I do recommend that you subscribe to his channel on YouTube and view many of his videos. He also sends out a newsletter, and you should subscribe to it. He talks about all the things that have been going on in the AI world. He also lists many items and gives some suggestions to some new AI tools that are available. There is an AI for that.com. Here's what that page looks like. There's over 12,000 AI apps listed here. You can go to the box and type in what you're looking for. You'll also notice that you have several choices there. You can click on all, GPT, iOS, Android, or Chrome. And let's take a look. What we're going to do is search for Journey, Journey. We'll see several different ones listed, and we're looking at Midjourney. There's an AI for that newsletter, and you want to sign up for that. It's excellent. They do have a lot of good articles. Let's take a look at Hey Jen, and there's an AI for that because we've already looked at it. When you click on the box, and it will give you a copy of what the homepage looks like, and you'll see that you can look at an overview, a review of pros and cons, alternatives, jobs, and see also. So let's take a look. Here is information about Hey Jen. At the bottom, you'll see there's a link to clicking on visit the website. You can also bookmark these, so when you go back, you'll have a list of those that you're interested in. And here are the pros and cons of Hey Jen. Lots of pros, a few cons. And they also have a newsletter. And in the newsletter, there'll be AI tools of the week with links to them, so you can see new tools and updated tools and so on. And it does give a one sentence or one description of what that's about. It'll also give you some featured AI tools, and again with links to take you to them. NinjaAITools.com. When you go to his website, you have to sign up for his newsletter. Once you do that, you'll get an email that will say, welcome to the list, and there will be a link to that list. That list is on his Google Drive, and it is a sheet that you can view, but you can't download it. It includes project and time management at the top, image generation, video creation, and transcription. It gives you the name of the tool, and then a link to it, and then one or two sentences on what it is. As you look down, you'll see then a list further down of everything. It does give a 1 or 2 line description of all that are there. One thing you can do is a search using the search capability. Let's type in Journey, for instance, and we're going to also search within the links. And when we click, it then will show us, as you can see, the box right underneath the dialog box where it does have the word Midjourney. And so wherever Journey is, it will find it, and you can go then to the next one. There is an email from Ninja AI Tools, a newsletter that I suggest you do read. There's lots of interesting information in it. So as you can see, the range of AI services available today is vast and expanding quickly. There are specialized AI tools for nearly every need and interest imaginable. There are specific AI tools I think you will find useful or interesting based on your needs. You are now introduced to these AI directories. The important point is AI is here to help you, and I want you to make these powerful innovations accessible to improve your life as a senior. Exploring artificial intelligence tools for senior empowerment. I'm Huey Poplock. Exploring artificial intelligence, such as writing.
Okay. Now, one thing that he brought up is troubleshooting. I've been using artificial intelligence programs with computer problems. It seems very logical to do so because I have a lot of problems that may crop up with lots of different machines besides other people's machines. And the troubleshooting tools that are built into Windows are being depreciated and are going to one day disappear. So how do you troubleshoot if you don't have the Windows built-in tools to help do troubleshooting of your system? You got to use AI tools. That's the best way of doing it, because if you here's the key. Whether you're doing a regular, like a Google search, DuckDuckGo, it doesn't matter. Bottom line is, how do you frame your question or problem is key to the results that you get back. So whether you're doing a regular search like you've been doing in the past years, or you use AI tools, how you craft your question or issue is very important. But here with an AI tool, it lists off its answer. You go through the suggestions that it makes. If you want, you can add additional refinement questions or parameters, and it uses the previous search that it did and expands upon it or focuses more to one area in giving you new options. And you can keep doing that many, many levels. You can't do that easily with regular Google type searches. Says, anybody have any questions about this? I will mention Huey Poplock belongs to several Florida groups. I attend his meetings, and he has created a once a month AI group meeting that runs about 1 hour. He's the primary presenter, and he welcomes people to either email him or during the parts of the meeting ask questions, bring up other ideas, etc., that might relate to what Huey is presenting. He's very, very heavy into AI. Next, I'm going to shoot myself because I keep grabbing the wrong control. Everybody who's on the internet has these two items, so I thought it might be appropriate to give a definition.
Modems versus routers. A simple explanation. I'm Huey Poplock. Here are the topics we will cover. A modem provides a connection between the internet and your home network. A router allows multiple devices on your home network to connect to the internet simultaneously and ensures that the internet traffic is directed to the correct device on the local network. If you've been on the internet for a while, you've no doubt heard the terms modem and router thrown around, but you may not have taken the time to understand what they are. What's the difference between a modem and a router? Your router creates a network between the computers in your home, while the modem connects that network and thus the computers on it to the internet. When you connect to Wi-Fi, you're really connecting to your router, which forwards traffic between the internet and your computer. Many internet providers offer a combined modem router unit that performs both these functions in one device. So why bother to understand the difference? because that understanding can lead to better decisions like buying your own modem so you can stop paying $8 to $15 a month to rent one from your ISP. What does a router do? A router connects multiple networks and routes network traffic between them. In the case of your home network, your router has one connection to the internet and one connection to your private local network. The simple way to think about routers, especially on your home network, is like this. The router sits between your internet connection and your local network. It lets you connect multiple devices to the internet through one physical internet connection and also lets these devices communicate with one another over the local network. The router keeps track of what traffic goes to which actual device on your network. To the internet, all the traffic coming from your house looks like it's coming from a single device. Routers can be minimal or as elaborate as you want. Some support advanced mesh Wi-Fi networks and have enough features to keep even the most avid self-hoster happy, whereas others have only a couple of physical ports and no wireless connectivity at all. However, the average routers you'll buy today contain built-in switches that let you connect multiple wired devices like a desktop PC or an Xbox, and also contain wireless radios that let you set up Wi-Fi devices like a laptop or a mobile phone. In addition, the router offers some protection to your devices over being exposed directly to the internet. All routers are capable of screening traffic, so inbound and outbound traffic can only go through approved ports. Some offer even more advanced functionality and may be able to warn you if you're visiting a malicious or suspect site. But you can't connect directly to the internet with just a router. Instead, your router must be plugged into a device that can transmit your digital traffic over whatever type of internet connection you have. And that device is a modem. What does a modem do? Your modem serves as a bridge between your local network and the internet. Historically, the term modem is shorthand for modulator-demodulator. Modems were used to modulate the signals on telephone lines so that digital information could be encoded and transmitted over them and then demodulated and decoded on the other end. Though more modern broadband connections, like cable and satellite, don't really work the same way, we keep using the term modem because it's a device people were already familiar with and associated with connecting to the internet. How a modem attaches to your network depends upon the type of connection that you have. The modem plugs into whatever type of internet infrastructure you have, cable, telephone, satellite, or fiber, and gives you a standard Ethernet cable output that you can plug into any router or a single computer and get an internet connection. Since the modem communicates with your internet service provider, you'll need the correct type of modem that will work with your ISP's infrastructure. What about combined routers and modems? Some ISPs, most big ones, offer a modem and router in a single device. That device has the electronics and software in it to provide both functions, acting as a modem that communicates with your ISP and functioning as a router to create a home network. Some ISPs also bundle a phone interface into the same box so you can use their VoIP or Voice over Internet Protocol offerings. While a combined unit has its attractions, just having one device cluttering up your office being one, there are also disadvantages. Using separate devices offers more flexibility in what you can do with your network and lets you make sure you're using the best quality devices that you can. And using your own devices instead of the ones your ISP provides can save you some money. Should you buy your own modem? Buying your own modem is an easy way to save money on your internet bill. Check your monthly bill and you'll probably see an equipment rental or modem rental fee that's costing you somewhere between $8 and $15 per month. Rather than renting your modem from your internet service provider, you can buy your own and hook it up. You can then return the original modem to your ISP and remove that fee from your monthly bill. Yes, it will cost you some money up front, but that typically adds up to somewhere between 6 and 10 months of monthly device rental fees. Keep the devices longer than that, and you're saving money every month. Of course, if you have a combined modem router unit, you'll also need to buy a home router. That's not necessarily bad news, though. The router your ISP provides may not have the latest technologies like 802.11ax and 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi, so you may be better off buying your own router anyway. Check to see if you're actually renting your modem and how much you're spending every month, and then find the best modem for your ISP. Your ISP's website will typically have a section detailing what modems will work with your plan. Make sure to purchase a modem that can take advantage of your plan's speed, too. It wouldn't do to have a 2 gigabit internet plan with a modem limited to 800 megabits. Assuming that most modems cost just over $100 and that you're spending $10 a month on a modem rental, you'll break even and start saving money after about a year. That's hundreds of dollars saved over the life of your modem. You can use any wireless router you want, but the modem you purchase has to be approved by your ISP to function with their network. In a sense, you can think of your router as a device that's part of your home network and the modem as a device that's part of your ISP's network. Modems versus...
Okay. Any questions on what you learned from this video about modems and routers that you never probably knew before? Bob?
I have kind of a question. Comcast right now is telling me that they want to upgrade their modem, which I rent, because apparently there's something that the modem and the router that I have now, the gateway, will not be able to handle about their existing and upcoming services. And I'm wondering, is this just because they're going up to faster services, faster rates through their network? Or are they also talking about maybe they'll be implementing Wi-Fi 6 in their new devices?
Well, it's a combination. It's not a simple answer. Basically, competition is so fierce right now. A lot of speed that you would have paid more money for in the past is now cheaper. So if you have an older plan, you might want to talk to your ISP and you might get some of your money back every month thereafter because internet service prices are going down. Now also there is DOCSIS, it's called, for modems. There is the old 3, there's a 3.1, and there's a new DOCSIS 4 coming out, and they are upping speeds for everybody proportionately based upon the current plan you have. So if you had 100 megabit service, maybe down the line, whether it's Comcast or many of the other providers, you might see a bump down the road that goes to 110 or 120. If you have a DOCSIS 3 modem, you may not see that. If you got a DOCSIS 3.1 modem, you might actually see that speed go up and not cost you more money. Comcast used to do that every few years, and I was at one plan level, and by the time I quit Comcast because of some of the issues I had with them, they had upped my speed for basically the same price about 2 or 3 different times. So yes, as time passes, especially right now, there is lots of change going on. There's not only the 802.11.ax standard, there's now also a prior one that's called 802.11ae. There's also a new kid on the block called Wi-Fi 7. So to get either a 6E, 6X, and or the new 7 capabilities, you have to have at least a new router, and you may require a new modem, whether they're all in one device from your internet service provider, or they are separate devices that you yourself purchase. The key that he brought up is making sure what modems you buy are accepted by your provider and give you flexibility of expanding your speed over time, or in case you want to spend a little bit more money to get more speed, especially if you got multiple TVs and people in your home, streaming television movies and series. That sucks up your bandwidth like you wouldn't believe. So you may need to expand your contract with the ISP for more speed, and you have to have the appropriate equipment to handle that more speed. Bob?
The other piece of the question is, would the upgrade possibly also offer more advanced security options?
Dubious. Now, take that with a grain of salt. There are a lot of ISPs that will provide you with either a free or discounted AV type application package for your computers. Now, I don't know if it'll work on multiple devices, but it will work on at least one device. You have to talk to the ISP about that. That, in a sense, might either give you for free an AV program you may be currently buying on an annual subscription, or they may offer it to you at a discount compared to what you are paying for the annual subscription of your current package. And all you have to do is properly deinstall the package you've got on your system now and install the package you can get from your provider free or at a discount. But that varies all over the place.
Tim, what I was really getting at are the WPA standards.
Oh, a WPA. Okay. Sorry about that. The WPA 1 is obsolete. Most of us have been using WPA 2 for years on their equipment, but the new stuff has WPA 3. There's one little problem. Each of your computing devices must be able to connect to WPA 3 or it won't work. You will have to default back to the WPA2 until you have all your devices upgraded to support WPA3. That's the caveat.
Okay, so what does a device need in order to support WPA3? Are there hardware requirements?
I believe there are hardware requirements. I don't have the details, but I'm almost positive that you have to have certain hardware level support within each device. And that can vary a little bit. For example, I have a lot of old laptops. One thing most of them came with is old, low 2.4 gigahertz speed, which is anywhere between around 75 megabits per second to, if you're lucky, up to 100 megabits per second on N band versus G band, which is 54 megabits. And anybody who's crazy enough to run B band, that's 10. And B band will pull down total speed on your routers for everybody. So you never want to really mix. You want to stick with just one of the bands. However, newer equipment has at least 5 gigahertz, and that's subdivided into 3 sections. And there's now 6 gigahertz that I know there's at least one block, but there may be a second block starting with Wi-Fi 7. So you have that factor to take into account. If your devices cannot support Wi-Fi at 6 gigahertz, it's not going to do you a whole lot of good. But tomorrow, say your smartphone dies, you got to get a new smartphone. Maybe the new one you buy does support 6 gigahertz, and it might also support WPA3. But even if it does, if it's the only device that supports WPA3, you'll have to use WPA2 until you get all the rest of your devices. And laptops, I always opened them up and changed the Wi-Fi cards. Now, most of mine right now only support Wi-Fi 5. However, if I were to change my modem router, primarily the router, I could go in at cost, change all my Wi-Fi cards in those systems that I can get upgraded cards for, and convert them to Wi-Fi 6, 6E, 6AX, or Wi-Fi 7.
Tim, I understand that the same PCIe slots often will be able to support a higher level card, just as long as it has enough channels.
Be careful. There are 2 basic card layouts. There's an old style, and you may not be able to go beyond Wi-Fi 5 or 6 at best. And to get the higher ones, you have to have in the machine an M.2 Wi-Fi card acceptance. And if you got fairly modern equipment, you probably have that standard. These mini computers I've been getting, these have the new M.2 cards. Now a NUX, I found out from somebody's NUX computer locally that needed some technical work. It's soldered onto the motherboard, so it cannot be changed. So the NUXes you have, Bob, you cannot change what Wi-Fi is supported in that NUX, other than through a USB adapter. And that USB type adapter is what a lot of people with older laptops use instead of opening up their computer, buying a new card, and putting the new card in to replace older or no longer functioning Wi-Fi. And
By USB, you would also include possibly a Thunderbolt 3 port
uh,
for
technically
Wi-Fi.
yes, but generally speaking, still the majority of USB adapters out in the world are Type A connectors, not Type C.
Well, that's not really a problem because I have a dock.
Well, that's fine too. They also make something like this. It's hard to see. I'll put it in front of my head. It's a tiny adapter. On the bottom is Type A. On top is C. And I
Yeah.
can plug this into a C port and then plug a type a connector into it. So
Do Wi-Fi cards need, do they benefit from a dedicated USB port, or can you share it?
to the best of my knowledge, it's can be moved to any of the USB ports on your system, and it works because usually with the first time you put it in, it has a bit of software on it that automatically loads into the computer, which includes a driver so that it knows what it is. And USB ports generally are classified universal. Therefore, if I have one port on the right side and one on the left side, I can plug it in one side that's convenient in one situation and switch it to the other side for a different situation.
Yeah, what I was getting at is, Thunderbolt docks are branching the USB.
Yes.
Is that going to possibly cause an issue or a slowdown in a fast Wi-Fi card?
I don't think so. You mean a
Dongle,
USB
a
dongle.
dongle.
And depending on the distance from your device, I can't find my one right now on my desktop. It's got buried. But I
Okay.
have some that, for example, well, I can't use that one. Hang on 1 second here.
So what I'm getting at is the device, the dongles do not generally mind sharing a port.
No, they don't. That I know of, because you're using it as a hub. But they have USB dongles that have antennas, and some of the antennas
Yeah.
are maybe 6 to 8 inches tall.
Yeah.
They have different strengths of dB signal enhancement. And as an example, my local library is closed on Sundays, but
Yeah.
they have their Wi-Fi going 24/7,
Yeah.
and as long as you know the right password, I can sit in my car with a laptop with a dongle that has the antenna, and I can pull in the signal strength just as if I were with that laptop inside the library.
Those antennas sound pretty powerful.
Oh yeah, it's at least a 6-inch antenna and at least a dB9 gain.
Ooh, 9 dB.
Yeah, and so it's quite good. Does anybody have any other questions or issues about this particular topic, or I'll move on?
Thank you, Tim.
Okay, no problem. All right. The next video I've got, and we won't get through all these by any stretch of the imagination. Oops, wrong screen again. Oops, I gotta hide that again because it's driving me nuts. Close that. All right. Okay. We're going to wake this one up, stop that.
It has been another week full of AI use cases that you could be putting to work today. And this week, actually, the variety is amazing. The ones that I have today for you are really very different from the last weeks. For example, an AI page with free stock images. Amazing. Or Midjourney that finally released a tool where you can get consistent characters. That's the #1 feature that has been missing across all AI art tools. And then we also have a few tips and tricks for things that we covered in the past, but the use cases come up. So we're going to cover those. So without further ado, let's get into all of this week's AI use cases that you could be putting to work today. Okay, let's start with Lumi, because I think this one is so convenient. And we talked about this before in the context of both photo and video, but AI is essentially the death of stock footage. And this is a fantastic example. This entire site specializes in giving you free images that look like stock, but they're all AI generated. But who would know? As you can see here on the homepage, none of these are really distinguishable. And all you need to do is download like so, and there you go. You can use these. Matter of fact, you can use these for non-commercial and commercial purposes. So essentially you can monetize them, do whatever you want. Now, it does link the creators on here, which I think is quite cool. And you could just add to this yourself for free. You just go up here, say contribute, and then you can link your portfolio. But yeah, if you need stock images regularly and you don't want to pay for them, there you go. Okay, next up we have Inflection with their Pi model. And this one came out late last week, but our cutoff date is Wednesday because I always want to dedicate some time to testing each one of these tools. Plus, we spend a lot of time in editing, as you might notice. So every week we cover everything that came up to Wednesday, and then you get the video on Friday. So let's talk about Pi. This is a new foundational model, and as you know, we have a lot of these at this point. And again, it falls in this category that is just slightly worse than GPT-4. And yeah, we have many of those now. But this one is a little different because it's not trying to be your business assistant or your AI agent that gets things done. No, this is simply trying to be a friend. That's the impression I'm getting from it. And that's also what they claim. You can create your very own Pi. It's like a GPT inside of ChatGPT, but they're really not going for all of these business use cases that we talk a lot about on this channel. Because this is Pi, an emotionally intelligent AI. So you can try this out for free. Look, without even signing up, you just say next. It shows you a bunch of use cases that you could be prompting. And there we are. Our first name is Igor. And now we go. Great meeting you, Igor.
Hi, it's lovely to meet you.
Nice choice. Now you can hear me. What should we talk about first, Igor?
And look at that. Well, this is a new foundational model. As you can see, this interface is all about actually using it in your everyday life. And that's what this has been optimized for. And oftentimes a narrowed down model like this is better at those use cases than a general purpose one like GPT-4 that tries to do everything and does it really well. But even though this doesn't perform as well on the benchmark as GPT-4, it might be better at some of these. But that's just me speaking from experience trying many of these products all the time.
I hear you have an important conversation coming up. I can help you prepare for it by role-playing. Can you please tell me what it is about and who you'll be speaking with? Ooh, sounds like you're getting ready for an exciting conversation. So the focus of your talk will be AI use cases.
Let's just say we talk about Pi.
Here's some key points you might want to touch on.
So there you go. It reads out everything. As you can see, this is optimized for conversations. You have more recommendations here on the side. Just give this a shot. It's a really nice interface and it just speaks to you by default. And as you can see, what we predicted before is coming true. We're getting more and more specialized products where they're not trying to be everything. They're trying to do one thing really well. So if you want human-like interactions with AI, this is the one to try this week. And the next one is really, really big. Because if you've been following the show or the AI image generation space, there has been one major flaw. And I'm not talking about text. Ideogram kind of solved this. We talked about this a few weeks ago. I expect this to get better in other tools over time too. I'm talking about character consistency. Because if you're trying to tell a story, if you're creating a comic book or a storyboard, usually humans really want to see stories with human protagonists. I mean, look at every movie ever. Usually a human is the character, and if that's not the case, then the dog that is the main character or the alien has human-like features. The problem with AI image tools is that every time you regenerated an image, even if the prompt was super precise, the human was slightly different, so you couldn't really do character consistency well. Now, there were a few techniques and there were some fancy solutions to this, like custom training a model, but Midjourney now implemented something that makes this quite simple. It's not perfect, but it works really well. And the cool thing is you get all the Midjourney styles. So here, Hates from our community came up with some images. He always hops on these things right away. They come out and within a few hours he has some examples because he tested this. So this is where he took one image of me, okay? This is from one reference image, and he created different portraits in this crazy, interesting style. And look, if you put these next to each other, this is the same character, more so than it has been before. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect, and I also look slightly different than in real life, sure, but it is consistent across the images. I mean, this is not bad. Oh, and by the way, thank you so much for 200,000 subscribers. Really, I can't believe how fast we've grown. I mean, I did have my first YouTube channel 13 years ago. This is channel number 5. And I'm so grateful that we get to explore all of these amazing tools together. Too many more years and many more videos. I don't get to say this often, but your support means the world to me. And that I get to do this full time is really a dream come true for me. That's why I put in all the time and I try to make this as enjoyable as possible for you in both the research and the recording and the editing. Thanks for 200k, and as a celebration I want to show you something I've been preparing over the last few months. But first let's finish exploring this tool because I'm about to show you how it actually works. So if you head on over to Discord and you have an active Midjourney subscription, you can simply say /imagine, okay? So nothing changes here. Now you could prompt it and the key is saying cref at the end of it. And what this wants is a URL, okay? So basically, if I take an image of Charlie Chaplin here, I could just upload it and send it as a message inside of this chat. And then what I'm gonna use is a specific prompt that I got from Hades here. But let's not forget the character reference feature here, because now by including --cref and the URL of this image, which you can get by clicking it, saying copy link. And now all you need to do is paste this link. It will maintain a consistent character every time I reference this image. As you can see in the announcement post, there's a few more tricks you can apply, like CW flag, where you can change the settings from 100 to a 0, where it takes away certain features like clothing or hair and just maintains the face. And the big disclaimer is that this works best for Midjourney generated characters, okay? So by me bringing in a picture like this, it's not ideal. It still works, but you'll get best results from real world people. But you know what? That's not bad at all. And the great thing is that I get to copy this last part right here. And every time I use that in an image, it's gonna reference the same character and maintain his characteristics. So look at that. If I rerun this prompt 3 times and then run the same prompt without the cref in the end, just with the link, you'll notice a significant difference. Every time I use the cref flag here in the end, all these images are consistent. You can put them next to each other, and in my opinion, you're able to tell that, yeah, this is the same person across all of these. But as soon as you remove just that little flag, this is the result you get. None of these really look like Charlie Chaplin anymore. So a really powerful feature that we've been waiting for since a long time. Now, yes, obviously Midjourney is paid at this point. It costs $10 a month, but honestly, with this character reference feature, I think this might be so convenient to so many people because you could take your own images and remix them in any way, shape, or form. Something that wasn't really possible with Midjourney up until now. You would have got just different results that don't even look like you. Okay, moving on to a very funky one, okay? This is the most popular on Hugging Face this week. It's called audio editing, and it's very weird. It doesn't work most of the time, but when it does crazy stuff. What do I mean by crazy stuff? Well, it turns the meowing of a cat into the barking of a dog.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I mean, who would ever need that, please challenge in the comments. If you can come up with a scenario where somebody would actually need to turn a meowing into a barking, let me know. I just can't think of a single scenario in life where that would be needed. But hey, who cares if it's needed? We can do it with AI. This is where we start. And this is where we end up. Okay, so I played around with this a bunch. It's not that reliable at all. I mean, these presets work good, obviously, as they usually do. But you can do things like change musical styles or change one sound effect to another, and it maintains some elements of the original, like the cadence. And then if we turn this into an arcade game soundtrack, again, this might not be the most useful thing in the world, but who knows? Maybe you create music and this might be great. You can have barking cats and such. I don't know. Just wanted to show it to you. Let's move on. And now it's time for the thing that I wanted to show you off. That's the 200K celebration. I mean, it's a little celebration, but honestly, I couldn't be more excited about what I'm about to show you because I've been building this since, well, depends how you take it, since November in the form that I'm going to show it to you, and since over a year in a more extended sense. And it's really the AI Advantage community, okay? And the images that I showed you come from there, and also this technique that I just showed you, this blackline paid keyword, is one of the almost 30 guides that we've been building here over the course of the last few months. And by the way, we're leaving out the sponsor for this weekend in favor of me showing you this. So let's take a few seconds. Let me give you a quick tour. It's not fully ready yet. There's just a wait list, but I'm ready to give you a first look here. So first of all, I assembled an amazing group of people, okay? We have our team, then we had an alpha phase, then we had a beta phase, and now we have our second beta phase, which I did with all the course members. So at this point, we have 250 people in the community, and we just did a lot of things which go beyond the course. Up until now, that was the flagship offering, but in here you have the course, but also you have Q&A area where every question gets addressed. We have a bunch of guides like this, which clearly show you what kind of results you'll be getting. And they range from ChatGPT prompting to AI art, but also specific apps that do specific things, but also many other apps. If the community wants something, we'll likely...
I'm going to stop this one here, and you can look at it on your own, since I'll be giving you a handout. I want to try and get to one of the other videos here. And this has no sound. Somebody living in an apartment or is traveling and in a hotel motel might like some of these ideas. So there's 10 items that they've already gone through, and there's only one more, but in general, I'm going to stop that one right now and again go on to one of the other ones, just to give you a greater idea of what's out there.
We're living in a world.
Okay. Sorry about that. And
world where anything you see online could be a digital illusion. And with AI getting so powerful and misinformation spreading like wildfire, YouTube has added some new rules and some new features that creators need to know about that are ultimately intended to help viewers spot AI fakery. So this video is going to help you understand those rules, debunk some myths, and avoid the pitfalls that could be harmful to your channel and lead to getting your content demonetized or even your channel banned. And we're also going to explore how you can use AI safely and why YouTube actually not only approves, but actually encourages the use of AI in some cases. And then towards the end of the video, I'm going to be sharing 3 unbreakable tips for succeeding on YouTube with AI and sharing with you a mind-blowing software that has the power to change the way you create content. And heads up, the sponsor of today's video is InVideo AI, but more on that later. But first, let's talk about these new rules. On March 18th, 2024, YouTube introduced a new tool in Creator Studio requiring creators to disclose to viewers when realistic content, which is content a viewer could easily mistake for a real person, place, or event, is made with altered or synthetic media, including generative AI. So now when you upload a video, YouTube asks you this question. Do any of the following describe your content? 1, makes a real person appear to say or do something they didn't say or do. 2, alters footage of a real event or place. Or 3, generates a realistic looking scene that didn't actually occur. And then you are required to say either yes or no in terms of the answers to those questions. Now, if you check yes, a label will be added to the video that viewers can see that says altered or synthetic content. But hold on, I'm sure you've got questions and we're going to cover those. You may be wondering, if I used AI at all in the creation of the video, do I need to check yes? According to YouTube, the answer is no, not at all. And they say this: we won't require creators to disclose if generative AI was used for things like productivity, generating scripts, content ideas, or automatic captions. So it seems that YouTube's purpose here is to defend against fictional content appearing to be real that could cause real damage. For example, imagine a realistic video of the United States White House in flames with someone saying America is under attack, but it's not actually happening, it's generative AI. Or a presidential candidate saying something they didn't actually say. Side note, with 2024 being an election year, I think we're going to see all kinds of crazy AI stuff this year, so it's unsurprising that YouTube is doing this. Now, there's a couple other things you need to know. YouTube also clarified that they are not requiring creators to disclose content that is clearly unrealistic, animated, or includes special effects. So maybe this seems obvious, but they're clarifying. If you're not generating a real person doing something they didn't do, then you don't have to check the box. For example, an animation of someone riding a unicorn through a fantastical world, color adjustment or lighting filters, special effects like background blur or vintage effects, or beauty filters and other visual enhancements. In fact, back in November, YouTube spoke in a positive tone about generative AI in general. They said it has potential to unlock creativity on YouTube and transform the experience for viewers and creators on the platform. So when it comes to making better videos or adding filters or being creative and using AI to enhance the video, it's really not being discouraged by YouTube. They see it as the new frontier of creativity. However, there are a few things you should be warned about because YouTube does mention stricter and more prominent implementation of the content labels regarding generative AI that they're going to add to videos when it comes to sensitive topics. And here's what they say the topics are: health, news, elections, and finance. In my opinion, this is where the slope gets a little bit slippery because they go on to say that we may also apply this label to your videos in cases when you haven't disclosed, so you didn't check yes or no, especially when the content discusses sensitive topics. Over time, we will introduce penalties for creators for repeatedly not disclosing videos that are meaningfully altered or synthetically generated, which could include, here's the penalties: content removal, suspension from the YouTube Partner Program, and other penalties. Wow. So you may be wondering, how is YouTube going to find this misleading AI content? Well, they said that's going to be possible to request a removal through their privacy request process. So this brings up the question, how do you as a creator use AI safely? Let's break it down. So first, here's the good news. You don't need to check yes. You don't need to disclose if you're using AI simply in the video creation process. Design, scripting, different things like that. You only need to disclose AI, as they said, if you're showing a real person doing something they didn't say, if you're altering footage of a real event, or if you're showing a realistic scene. Like, let's say there was a tornado moving to a real town, causing people to panic and think, is that happening in my actual town? But I digress. How do you stay safe using AI? Well, even if you want to use identifiable individuals or tornadoes headed to real towns, the key here is just check yes, so people know that the video is altered or synthetic. And again, you don't need to disclose if you're using AI to build out the individual pieces of your YouTube video. For example, writing an outline, writing a script, editing the video, adding captions, adding video clips, aka B-roll footage, adding transitions or visual effects, adding background music, or adding a voiceover. In fact, the crazy thing is AI is getting so powerful, it will actually do all of the above for you with the push of a button. There's a tool that I've talked about previously on this channel called InVideo AI, and it's super mind-blowing because it'll actually do all the YouTube steps that I just listed, creating publish-ready YouTube videos for you, even in your own voice now with voice cloning with simple text prompts. It's pretty mind-blowing. Let me show you how it works and the brand new features that allow you to clone your own voice and create videos without having to edit or record anything. First, just click the link in the description and sign up for a free account of InVideo AI. Second, upload a clip of your own voice. It only has to be 30 seconds. Then check the following to grant permission for InVideo to clone your voice. Your cloned voice will then be exclusively accessible within your account. Third, type in a detailed text prompt about the video you want to create. So the video idea I came up with was money-making principles from King Solomon in the Bible. So then I hit go and out pops the video with the script and the voiceover using my voice clone. So let's see how it sounds. Imagine if you could tap into the wealth secrets of the richest king in history. A king who, despite the passage of time and massive shifts in the world's economy, still stands as a symbol of unrivaled prosperity. Dude, this is pretty crazy. I mean, let me know in the comments if you think this sounds like me, but again, I did not read this script. I just uploaded my voice and now boom, it can pop out my voice clone over these videos. Now, after you have the first version of the video, the way you make changes is with text prompts in the edit command box. Some of the prompts I did was just say add captions, boom, it adds captions. I played around with the music a little bit, like you could say change the song to a lo-fi hip hop beat. Another one is add a call to action to subscribe to the channel for more at the end of the video, and it'll update the script, and then again, just use your voice clone. And then honestly, at this point, you could just export the video and then you're done. It's pretty wild. But if you want to go in and tweak things and make more detailed changes, you can edit parts of the script. You can switch out the B-roll clips. I did a little bit of polishing in this video. And what's cool is there's a prompt where you can just go into their stock footage and stock photos, type in a certain topic or category and just look through and then boom, swap out the different scenes. Super easy. But literally the $1 million question is are these videos monetizable? And the answer is yes, they don't violate any of YouTube's rules. So if you want to try this tool out, just click the link in the description and sign up. You're able to actually make 4 videos for free. But if you're serious about video creation, you'd want to upgrade to a paid plan that starts at just $20 a month, which is the one that I have that allows you to remove the watermarks and also allows you to clone your voice the way I showed you at the beginning. And they also have an iOS app that allows you to create videos using the exact same steps I just showed you on the go. Which brings us to probably the most important part of this video, which is how do you actually create content that gets views, makes money, stays in YouTube's good graces, all while using AI intelligently. So let's break down these 3 tips. Number 1 is quality. Whether or not you use AI in the creation process of your video isn't what matters most. What matters most is the final product quality? So answer this question. How can I make this video valuable, entertaining, interesting, or educational for the viewer? Even with a powerful tool like in-video AI, it's still going to be your creative ideas, your own voice, and how you edit and fine-tune the final product of your idea so that it's the best version that provides real value to the viewers. That's where you get views. Tip number 2 is honesty. Just don't mislead viewers. Ultimately, YouTube is not discouraging the use of generative AI, even in parody accounts or showing real-world events if it's for fun or for entertainment purposes. The key is they're looking for it to be disclosed. This is a trust and a transparency play. And while I understand the feelings we could have about the overreach of them maybe flagging certain content, I think the intent behind it is just to keep viewers safe and to ultimately strengthen, not weaken trust, which trust in today's YouTube landscape is imperative. And side note, earlier in the video, we covered the types of AI content that you need to disclose, but YouTube has also published an updated comprehensive list. So I'll make sure to link to that in the description in case you want to check that out. The third tip that is so important for all content creators is adaptability. Business Insider actually revealed that the most important skill amid the rise of AI is adaptability. They called it the skill of the moment. Adaptability means you easily adjust to changing circumstances, technology, environments, and priorities. Welcome to YouTube 2024. AI is evolving rapidly, YouTube is trying to catch up, and your job is to keep learning, to continue to build new skills, to continue to experiment, and I believe to embrace AI. I think that creators who ignore AI are going to lose relevance and eventually get left behind. But let me know your thoughts in the comments about these new rules regarding AI from YouTube. And if you want to check out the Bible Secrets for Making Money from King Solomon video that InVideo AI made, I'll link to that in the comments as well. I uploaded it over on my Sean Cannell channel. But one more thing. Even if you make a high quality video that has the potential to add value to viewers, but nobody clicks on it, then the video will still fail. That's why thumbnails are so important. And I actually have...
Okay, I'm going to stop that one there. We started a little late, so I'm deliberately running somewhat late. Does anybody have any questions about content that I've shown you so far tonight?
Very interesting.
Oh, this is the tip of the iceberg. If you take, whether it's a Google search, DuckDuckGo, Bing, whatever search engine you want, or go to YouTube and in the search bar, put in seniors, that's plural, benefit from AI, and hit enter. That way, you're going to find tons of material in either articles and or YouTube type videos all over the place for ways seniors can use and benefit specifically. There's even, I think, some content being developed by AARP. So bottom line is, if you want to be able to easily do some things you haven't felt you could do easily on a computer, AI is the tool. If you are on Windows 11, you have Copilot in Edge. You have a separate Copilot icon on the taskbar. You have also Paint 3D, and the photo editing program, and video clip champ, I think it's called, have AI in them. If you are a subscriber to Microsoft's 365, almost everything in there that doesn't already have some AI will be getting it, and they are adding more and more AI type features to make life easier, increasing your productivity, especially if you're using this stuff in a business or money making venture. whether you're retired or working for some employer. Employers in interviews are more and more asking questions about how much knowledge you have of AI to at least be able to use the tools in a job with a company, not necessarily to do the coding and the algorithms to make AI do things for business. So those are a separate breed. They're like programmers and analysts of the past. Right now, a lot of the AI programs can almost obsolete most programmers because most programmers are not very advanced. Advanced programmers will still have an edge for some time over AI, but that will decrease with time. Now I'm going to put in chat a copy of the articles, I hope. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. It's very technical. Okay. Shortly here, you should be seeing, if you click on chat, it'll bring up a right side bar, and near the top, it says TAK with a blue background, CCS May SSC. It's a Word type document. It's actually in RTF format, but almost any word processor will open it up correctly. And you can click on that and download it to your machine. And go through any articles that are listed that I didn't already cover. And especially the three first ones in that for being able to change a single account on a computer to at least 2 accounts and have a local administrator and end up with a standard account attached to Microsoft, though you can make it unattached from Microsoft if you want to, a local account. Any further questions or issues?
Very good. Thank you.
Oh, this is something that I had for last month. Only most of you didn't show up. All right. Well, I'm going to call it quits for the night and put this little puppy to bed. So